Okay, just a little trip down to Walmart to pick up some groceries. I'm out of bananas, so anyway, what an interesting drive today. At least going out. Let's start here. 20 miles, 34 minutes, 258 watt hours per mile. All right, so is that the first thing? Why did I kick off FSD? Oh no, I kicked off FSD for a reason. I've already forgotten what it was. Maybe it wasn't important. Okay, so at the storage places on for those of you who know Boggy Ford, you know what this is. But so they're going westbound. This is where the magical Tesla 30 mile per hour zone is in the 40 zone. Right? There's no 30 mile per hour signs posted. So anyway, so on the eastbound side, for some reason, I guess it's one of those things with not being able to respond correctly to the car on the road. So it's a gentle right curve. You can see around the curve pretty well. I mean, you can't see the whole road, but you can see the road fairly decently. Anyway, there was a car coming the other way, and for some reason, Ego decided he was going to start driving off the road. Oh, I don't know if he would have caught it before I braked, but he definitely took a sudden interest in going right towards going off the road. So I stopped it. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. It is what it is. I guess before that, I guess it was just on Boggy Ford, the autopilot wheel typically has a hard time showing up. It's just something about that road, and I don't know. I haven't learned the trick yet. So it's obviously it's so much distance with a painted line on both sides before it shows up consistently. And usually just about the time I'm saying, oh, it should be on, I'm looking down at it, it's going off because there's a gap in the painted line on the right. Okay, whatever. I mean, I don't know how Robotaxi will be able to handle this if it can't even turn on autopilot wheel. But anyway, okay, just before the attempted run off the road, again, there was no car on Highland Lake, so it almost feels like the car's reacting to the stop sign for Highland Lake, but by the time he's slowing down, it's way too late. You would have already run that stop sign. So I don't know. And there have been times where he'll turn on a right turn signal, left turn, whatever it is he's turning on. He's turning on a turn signal. Usually I don't see it because it comes on, goes off. So it's pretty quick. Okay, whatever. So anyway, so at the Loman Ford light, I get the autopilot wheel, invoke FSD. Okay, FSD handles all of Loman Ford, no problemos. It did come around the curve coming up the 1431 kind of fast, but as soon as it realized that there was going to be a stop truck in front of it and a red light, it handled it. Okay, so I have a right, the two cars in front of me go right turn on red, and so the car pulls up to right turn on red. It turns out the lane coming across the road from the other side has the green light. There's a car pulling out to make a left turn. Ego was starting to go, and I think he picked up on the car, and so he held. I mean, I guess at least he held, right? So that's okay. So that's fine. So everything is fine up until the magical Tesla traffic light at West Reed Park Road. Usually I hope there's nobody behind me, so it's no big deal. Today there was a slower car and another car behind him, and so Ego is treating it as a stopping for traffic signal. Big surprise there. So I mean that he almost always does that going eastbound. So anyway, I just put my foot on the accelerator and kept it going, and you see the message roll past. So whatever, that's gone. So after that, everything's going smooth. For some reason, navigation wants me to go down New Hope. So New Hope is a cross street. Was about half a mile north of 1431, and as it turns out, it'll come all the way out to Ronald Reagan. And I guess navigation decided that I was going to have, if I went down 1431, which it did indeed show, I would have to make a left on Ronald Reagan, do a U-turn, and come back down to Walmart. I don't know why I don't want to just turn in at the traffic light on 1431. It's closer. I thought he could do it, but so anyway, coming up on the intersection New Hope, I take it off FSD, and I sent a message saying, I don't want to go up New Hope, I want to go down 1431. Okay. I mean, not that I think anybody cares, but I'm guessing the computer is calculating that going down New Hope would be ever so slightly faster, despite the lower speed zones, and probably because the backed up traffic on 1431. The traffic can get horrendous on 1431 in Cedar Park. I don't like it, but it feels like the fastest option to me. So anyway, so I brake, take off FSD, fine. Once I'm past New Hope, I put it back on. Once it sees that I'm going down 1431, navigation that is, I re-invoke FSD. Okay, so somehow I end up in the middle lane. So that actually is a success. So what is interesting, we're let's call it 2 miles. We're 2 miles away from a left turn, right? In an area that even navigation is saying you don't want to do because of how heavy the traffic is. So what does FSD do, or Ego? Ego says he wants to follow a route. He puts on the right turn signal and goes to the outside lane. I'm sorry, what? I don't know. That seems so unusual to me. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't think anybody in the right mind would do that. On top of that, the traffic in the right lane is actually going ever so slightly slower. So why are you switching to a lane that's going slower? I don't know. I get that dude, I'm so chill. Let me prove it. Let me go to the right lane. Yes, but you're not being chill. Sorry, I guess that dust is starting to get to me it's been getting me for a few days now. Anyway, from my perspective, you're not being chill if you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have to cut across 2 lanes of traffic to get where you're going. That's not chill. That just means sooner or later you're going to be aggressive. So anyway, whatever, he does what he's going to do. And I just let him. The traffic is not really heavy, so it's light enough that I know when the time comes I can kick off FSD and accelerate into whatever I need to accelerate into, or brake, whichever way I have to do it. I know I can handle it. All right. So anyway, so while we're cruising along here, there's a pickup up ahead. He's going to turn left across the lane, and he sees his opening, so he's going in front of me. It shocked me that there was no reaction from the car itself. And then I realized, oh, I've changed my settings. So I changed the which one is it? It's not here. Is it? Oh, it is here. The forward collision warning I've changed from early to medium. So on early, as I'm driving up to a light, so I'm kind of coasting already. So we're regenning already. But when we start getting a little bit closer to a car in front of us, the collision warning comes on. So the collision warning doesn't take into account the fact that you're already reacting to a car in front of you. It just says, oh my goodness, there's a car there, and oh, I can't trust you, you're a human driver. Well, hey, Tesla, I'm not sure I can trust you. So anyway, I hope I hurt your feelings. No, whatever, fine. So rather than put up with that all the time, I put it to medium. I mean, anyway, it surprised me that there was no reaction from the car, but it reacted about the way I would have human-wise. So maybe that's more appropriate. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. So after a while, so we passed this pickup. He's in the middle lane. He's hauling some stuff. He's just putting up with the traffic going slow. But he's not keeping up with the car in front of him. So after I go by his pickup, Ego wakes up and says, wait, that thing back there where I moved to the outside lane, that's not where I want to be. I actually want to move to the middle lane. So after he passes this pickup, he moves to the middle lane. Yeah, great. And you know, of course, as soon as you show brake lights to that pickup, he's going like, oh, let me show you what I can do in my pickup. He goes to the inside lane, accelerates into it, goes the inside lane, and then he kind of stays next to me for a little ways. Like, okay, I'm really impressed by how manly you are for a woman. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. I mean, you know, that's the way some people are. Okay, whatever. So anyway, so we're cruising down the street like this. I mean, the pickup eventually says, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to show you I can go fast. Okay, fine, please. Show that you're actually, you're flowing with traffic. I mean, I'm flowing with traffic. I'm kind of stuck here. Anyway, it's life. So as we're getting closer and closer, the space opens up on left for me to go left. We're half a mile out from Walmart. I just take off FSD and drive the rest of the way into Walmart. And I leave a message saying, well, I don't want to go all the way down Ronald Reagan. I don't know why you do. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Actually, a lot of this today is really pretty good. The unusual one is where a car wanted to navigate off the road. But I would like to think that the car would have stopped itself before it got to that point. But I think it's just a response to a vehicle that's coming at him. It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be, if he saw a car, if he was turning right, if he was curving right and he saw a car in front of him, he reacted like as if the world's going to come to an end. Right? Big regen brake, that kind of stuff. It's not doing that, so it's better. Anyway, peace and harmony. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this guy, see what happens. He's already tried to switch lanes 3 times. He's doing his dinging. Yep, go ahead. Yeah. Well, it's not a Toyota, Dad, it's a Ford. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. And of course, as soon as he gets in front of me, you're like, oh, well, I wasn't really going anywhere today. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? So I'd been doing some dinging. So he got in front of me to come behind a car who he has to wait for. Brilliance. So I was thinking maybe something's going on. It's already done something, but it hadn't done it lately. Not since I got out the camera, the phone, to say, yeah, I'm going to record you doing it. Now he's going, oh no, I don't want to be embarrassed. Yeah, okay. Look at this guy go. Whoa, he's turned right. Why is he in the middle lane if he's going to go right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So my best guess at the moment is the car desperately wanted to go up New Hope. And the reason why he wants to go up New Hope is he's wanting to avoid the traffic lights ahead that are going to slow us down. Anyway, it seems to have calmed down. Maybe when you see a real road rager, you start going, I don't want to be stupid like that. Anyway, peace and harmony. Okay, where are we at? 20 miles home, 37 minutes, 252 watt hours per mile, which is pretty good considering how hot it is. So there you go. So coming out of the Walmart parking lot, I turned on FSD before I turned on navigation. So if you turn on FSD without navigation, then it just basically follows the lane. So basically, I came up to a stop sign. The lane continues on the other side of the main entrance road, and so I was going to go straight instead of turning right. So that's my fault. I should have known better. So anyway, braked, went down. Coming out to the exit onto 1431, I invoke FSD. We roll up. We apparently got the right combination of lights because traffic is cleared to the left. So, but FSD Ego's not quite sure. He wants to be a little more cautious. I get it. Fine. Anyway, get a little accelerator, get going a little bit. Foot off the accelerator, and eventually FSD says, oh, that's right, it's the 60 zone, I should accelerate. So he finally does. So coming up into Cedar Park, so to speak, or the main business area in Cedar Park anyway, I moved the car into the middle lane. Is that right? Is that what I do? I end up in the middle lane. So I'm confused now with going out, because going out there was a pickup who got mad because I got in front of him, or at least that's the way it acted. Going back home, there was another pickup, and he started doing, what did he do exactly? I think he didn't like the fact I got in the middle lane, so he kind of sped up and went. Oh, well, I was getting my phone now. I was checking out my phone. So, because this is what I use for my camera, right? I'm not going to call. I'm not going to text. This is anyway. He was behind me. That's what it was. He was behind me on the middle lane. He's in the middle lane behind me, and for whatever reason, who knows, he decides to go around. So he cuts the outside lane. He goes around. The reason why I was getting out the phone for the camera was the car had already done 3 different turn signal attempts, and I canceled each one. I didn't want to go in the outside lane unless there was a reason for it. I think quite possibly FSD, because navigation showed we're going to Loman Ford. I think FSD may have decided that we should be going out New Hope. And I get it. I mean, I think I got every red light. Well, the three major ones anyway. Um, so if I'd gone down New Hope, I would avoid those traffic lights in exchange for getting some other traffic lights and slower speeds. But whatever. So anyway, this Ford pickup that was behind me, he gets around, he gets in front of me, and then he immediately has to apply the brakes. Why'd he have to apply the brakes? You would think on an F-150 you could see over a Model 3 and see the traffic in front of the Model 3. Okay, there was a car there. So he went to all the trouble to go around me to come to I mean, we're still rolling, but to slow way down again. For what? Because it was important to him to go around. So the interesting part is we get up to Bell, or we're coming to Bell, and all of a sudden he's slamming across to make a right turn on the Bell from the middle lane. I mean, he did make a combination of moves to get there, but it seems like he probably would have had an idea where he's going. Who knows? Right? Whatever. All right. So anyway, so getting towards Jonestown, there's other traffic, pickups, of course, who are in a big rush. So in Jonestown itself, there's a black Ford, of course, a Ford F-150, who wants to cut in front of me, but he doesn't have any room. Anyway, he apparently came across the line. I didn't really notice it. I mean, I knew he was close, but I wasn't looking that close. Apparently, the car detected him coming across the line and slowed down just a little bit. I was actually expecting that you could tell by the way he was crowding the line. He was crowding the line and crossing it, I guess. He wanted to cut in front of me. He desperately wanted to cut in front of me. And welcome to Texas Road Rager City Day, man. I don't know. Anyway, once the gap, once he started to get far enough ahead of me, I had a feeling that he was about to go. I braked, let him go. Right? And sure enough, yes, he into the outside lane. Oh, as soon as he gets around the car, as soon as he gets by the car, he immediately goes left, goes around another car and goes right, and then he's gone. Okay, whatever. Good riddance. I don't want to see you again. Really? I mean, really. And you know, all you guys who carry insurance on Ford F-150s, you know how these people drive? I mean, I'm only talking about two here. Okay. Anyway, there's a white Chevy pickup who's kind of sort of following this black Ford. And so you know what he's thinking. He's like, oh, there's a pace there. I'm going to go for it. Except he's not really going that fast. Now, what's funny is we had just passed a Jonestown cop, and they had a different parking place today, which makes sense. That business closed on Saturday, Sunday, so whatever. Anyway, once that pickup's gone, and once the white pickup's gone, I re-invoke FSD and keep going. This time I had a car. No, you know what? No, I backed out of this. Yes, I backed out of this. So basically it comes down to Mr. White Chevy. So I'm coming up. There's a Toyota Camry in front of me. Now the Toyota Camry's not really doing anything wrong. He's just going slow. And he's not going horrendously slow. He's just going slow. So I would like to go to the inside lane, go around this guy, and get going. Okay, cool. So Mr. White Chevy pickup, who passed by me like as if he was going somewhere in a rush, you know what? He has to pay for gas to go uphill. I don't know why he doesn't pay for gas otherwise, but he has to pay for gas going uphill. And so he's worked it out. If he goes up the hill at 45 miles an hour, he saves gas. Yeah. Anytime you put your foot on the accelerator on one of those big engine trucks, you're sucking gas like crazy. Okay. The more modern trucks are more efficient than the old carbureted ones, but still, you're just sucking the gas in. And that they're meant to do that because that's how you get your power. Anyway, so man, he is almost at a standstill going up this hill. All right, seeing the traffic. Some people are going like, "Oh, look at that black Tesla. Oh, he's going slow. I have to go around him." No, you don't. No. Let me get in. So anyway, there's a Hyundai, whatever he is, Audi. I'm sorry, it's an Audi. There's an Audi that comes up. Oh, he's desperate to go. He's desperate to follow the white truck as soon as it goes. You know, dude, if you're going to go up a hill slow, you should be in the right lane, right? I mean, that's what you should do. And insurance companies, you really want to hammer this home for your customers. If they're going to drive slow, they should be in the slow lane, not the fast lane. And same thing for you, Tesla Insurance. Maybe you can go talk to the guys who do FSD. Tell them the same thing. Don't put me on the inside lane if I'm going slower than the speed limit. Anyway, peace and harmony. So anyway, FSD is off. It's going to be dealing with traffic. And of course, once I cut in front of the vehicles, oh no, they have to keep up with me. Right? I mean, no, they have to show that they indeed were going so fast they couldn't wait for me to get in front of them. Whatever, peace and harmony. Anyway, like I said, FSD's off. So the magical Tesla traffic light, I'm not even paying attention to it. Why? Because FSD is not on. In human readable form, I have no problem with it. It's only Tesla and FSD who think it's a traffic light that's turning red. There's no red lights on there. It's technically not possible for any of those lights to turn red. It's all in your mind. Okay, whatever. FSD stays off. After I think coming up on the, let's call it S-curve, before dawn, I think I re-invoked FSD. I don't remember exactly where I re-invoked it, but I re-invoked FSD, and immediately the car insisted it wanted to go right. Now, it seems to me, if there's a car next to you or close next to you, you probably shouldn't switch lanes at that time. Maybe, but no, the car insists he wants to go right. Actually, he did this several times today, where he turned on the turn signal. There's a car next to me. There's no room there. What are you doing? Okay, whatever. I immediately I'm not going down dawn. So I hit the brake. There's another white Audi behind me. Where are all these Audis coming from? Anyway, I hit the brake, turn off FSD, and come up to race speed on Loman Ford. Okay? I'm tired of this. I really don't want to go dawn. I don't care if FSD thinks it's the greatest thing in the world and worth $10,000. If you really think it's worth $10,000, pay me. Okay? Otherwise, why don't you just follow navigation? Let's do it right. Okay, so when FSD's off, knowing that FSD has a really hard time with the right turn on the boggy Ford, I just leave FSD off. I make the right turn. Yes, I'm going 5 miles an hour faster than FSD is. I mean, what's the hard part? What's the hard part? I don't get it. Anyway, so coming up the hill from Loman Ford, on Boggy Ford. I think it was enabled at that time. And so I started FSD. So indeed, at the Tesla magical 30-mile-per-hour zone, car slows down to 30. Did I say yards last time? That's more like 200 feet. That's why, maybe 250 feet. Okay, whatever. Who cares? I just bump the scroll wheel up and get back to 40. So from Tesla's perspective, oh, he's doing 10 miles over the speed limit. Only in your mind. There's no cop in the world who's going to pull up behind me and say, I'm exceeding the speed limit when I'm going, actually I'm going 39. I'm doing 39 in a 40 zone. Only in Tesla's mind does this conflict exist. Okay, whatever. So from that point on, everything's just run of the mill. Just get on home. Now, for some reason, I did turn off FSD before I turned on to my home street. I think it was just, okay, I've had enough FSD and that kind of fun for a while. So anyway, today's issues were more about Texas drivers driving pickups, particularly Fords, and thinking that they own the road and that all us other people should just get out of the way. Especially somebody who has a Tesla, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the problem is, I don't care. I'm just driving down the road. I pay for Texas plates. And guess what? Next summer when my cars are due for renewal, yes, I have 2 of these. I'm going to pay an extra $400 for that year. Why? Because, oh my God, the gas tax price is too high. Oh. That, and although I know the money's earmarked for transportation, the legislation said so, somebody has to pay for those buoys that go in the river. Somebody has to pay for those bus rides to various places for people who have been allowed in the United States, so they're not illegal immigrants. But because Abbott doesn't like the way they look, he wants them out of the state. Okay, whatever. I get it. I mean, I see it. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't know. I mean, it's such a blatant racist move, and yet he does it. I mean, it'd be one thing if you were calling around various cities or various states and saying, is there any way you could take people? I'll pay for the bus ride up there. I just need somebody to take them. If you're doing it with voluntary transactions, yes, that'd be cool. But, I don't know. Whatever, peace and harmony. I'm sorry I got into politics. I really apologize. I'm just really tired of the pickup drivers today. Even the Toyota guy was kind of like acting strange. But he was on the inside lane, I was in the outside lane. It's just, he made me feel scared. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about FSD. So, where I was going was the road ragers on the road today. That's not FSD's fault. Now, there's times when FSD kind of road raged, but whatever. Peace and harmony. Yes, that's part of the problem. I say peace and harmony. Only hippies say that. Oh, what's that? Yes, hippies is another thing that kind of went away before I got to that age. That and whatever. Was I around that time? Yes, I was, and I lived in Florida at that time too. So, I mean, if I had been in Texas, it would have been different, I'm sure. But peace and harmony. What Yes, I know. Let me get to the grade. So I think other than that, then I feel like FSD is a bit slow. He did some things that I found very interesting today. When that black Ford was coming, I'm sure from FSD's perspective, he was coming across the line. Now he didn't continue. He just kind of gave a little air bump, right? FSD did slow down just a little bit and fade a little bit right. Excellent job. Way you should do it. Perfect. I was thinking there was something else that it did, and it did it really well. I'm sorry, I don't remember at this moment. So actually, it's up in the A minus range again. The only problem I have with FSD, I mean, the reason why FSD was off about half the trip today, or close to it anyway, was because of the traffic and me not trusting FSD to handle the traffic appropriately, or in a way that seems appropriate to me. But whatever, peace and harmony, it's all good. So let's call it A minus. Let's move on. Speaking of grades, I saw Dirty Tesla was out visiting Chuck Cook a few days ago. I assume it was a few days ago. Is that possible? Because it was snowing in West Virginia when I went to there. So maybe not. It'd be too hot for that. Maybe he just published a video, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe he just published a video. But anyway, so Chuck Cook, with his famous left turn stuff, at that time he said he was at 11.3.1. So his FSD is older than mine. Right? I'm at 11.3.6. What's that? You don't trust me. Why would I lie? There it is, version 11.3.6. Yes, I know. What was I looking for? This? So 2023.20.8. It sounds like I'm far ahead of all the Tesla employees that are supposedly getting FSD. So, interesting. That sounds like I will not see an update for a long time. But whatever, peace and harmony. It is what it is. When we get there, we get there. So anyway, what was that? A minus. There you go.